So what's the first thing, Matthew? What do you normally look for? Anytime you're ready to pick a stock, what's the first thing you normally look for?
So probably the first thing I'd look for is I try to make sure that I understand what I'm buying. So I try to buy companies that I feel like I understand the industry that they're in, how they make money. Because at the end of the day, remember, you're trying to pick a company that maybe at this time, it may not be very popular, it may not be doing very well. But if you understand how the company makes money and you understand the growth prospects of the company, you can say, hey, this is a company that's this size right now, but in 3 years, 1 year, it could be double the size that it is, making a lot more money. And one of the best ways that you can help to, like, essentially, you're trying to make a prediction. You won't
Mm-hmm.
know for sure, but you're using your information available. And it's best to, I think, use things that you understand.
Let me ask you a question then. A lot of people
Mhm.
know Jamaica broilers, right?
Mhm.
But do people know exactly how broilers makes money, right? So broilers is also a company that is listed on the stock exchange, right? And they're described as having a vertically integrated poultry business. So people think broilers will just make chicken and it's just best dressed chicken, but they do everything in that whole pathway. As I said, vertically integrated. That means they have the breeder flocks, right? The hatcheries themselves with that, the layer eggs that make the eggs and so on. The feed
Mhm.
mills that grow their own feed, right? The operations, the distribution, the processing of the chicken, plucking them and packaging them and all of those things and shipping them to different supermarkets and so on and different wholesale. So JBG, which is Jamaica Broilers Group, they do all of that, right? It's not just, oh, they make chicken, like they just slaughter chickens and so on. They they own and operate that entire process. So that's really key because that changes a few things. That does change quite a few things. So really and truly understanding how the company uh, does what they do to get that cash is crucial, and it's everything in that step. Everything. So yeah, that's one example. I think that's one
Because
practical example.
how you can apply that, for example, to the Jamaica broilers example, say you understand that, okay, they earn money along every step of the way. If there's an issue in a certain step, like say, for example, well, with Jamaica broilers example, there was recently this year, there's been a lot of cases of like bird flu. And I know that was affecting a lot of a lot of countries and stuff like that, or say there was an example, I think there was issues with was it fertilizer, so like with the
Fertilizer
war going on.
prices.
Yeah, so like with the war going on, I think you need ammonia to make fertilizer, and then like essentially I think Ukraine, or is that a Russia or Ukraine, or well, one of them or both of them are heavy producers of that. So when that war was going on, that can affect the price of fertilizer, which if that's a big cost for Jamaica broilers, if you understand, okay, they actually get this, they have to pay for this to feed their different animals, those kind of stuff, you
Because
can
they make the
apply
feed.
that too.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
it could go the negative way. So say there's an issue in a way they make money, then that could affect their profit, and maybe you may not want to buy that company. But then it could go positively, because suppose there's a big change in the law of Jamaica that, oh, you will be able to, like, they're going to reduce some duty, which will help to make this more affordable for them, things like that. Like understanding how the company makes money, all the different steps of the way can help you to understand, this could be a good investment because they could be making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think about, you've heard of like the unfair advantage. I don't remember which book it's in, but like,
Isn't
I
that
think it's Ali
a book?
Abdal talks. I don't know if the
No,
book is titled Unfair Advantage, but Ali Abdal
yeah.
talks about it a lot. It is. Oh, so
There is a
a
book
lot
called
of
Unfair Advantage.
a
I'm
lot of
almost
times,
sure
for
it's a
example,
book.
people don't realize that they have their own unfair advantages. So, for example, say you're a doctor. As much as, say, a non-doctor or a non-medical person could do research and understand, okay, this is an X-ray and these are the things. There's certain things that you as a doctor may not really, you may take as granted, like, oh yeah, obviously the X-ray costs this price and this is how it works, and this is the how the partnerships work at different hospitals and things like that. People may not understand if you're non-medical. So like you as a doctor can understand that and use that to help you to know, okay, to analyze different companies. So, for example, on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, you could look at Elite Diagnostics, you could look at Apex, and there's certain things that you could understand about the industry that it wouldn't other people wouldn't be able to as easily. Or even I was thinking about a UE student understanding 138SL and how it works on the hall, and you're on the ground, you could say, hey, the hall is packed out. All my friends, they're trying to get on hall, but it's packed out. The price is going up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're completely booked out, but maybe the articles aren't reporting that yet. Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
report isn't out yet, but you can be on the ground and say, hey, this thing is, or a loan officer. Suppose you're a loan officer at a company, it may not even be a listed company, but you realize, hey, all of the loan companies are doing really well. Suppose Dollar and Access can also be doing really well before the report is out. You can talk to your friend in the loan industry and be like, hey, how has this loan been performing? Like, you guys getting a lot of clients? He's like, yeah, man, enough clients, money, yo, we barely
Money
even
at
have
print.
enough money. Yo, we barely even
Mm-hmm.
have enough money. Or even a
Yeah.
tourism worker. Look how many Jamaicans benefit from the tourism industry. A lot of people, we have a lot of workers in the tourism industry at all those different levels, Airbnbs, the hotels, villas, whatever. You can understand and say, hey, before, like, for example, before a lot of the tourism numbers were out, you can be on the ground and realize, yo, the hotels are completely packed, the villas are completely packed. They are using a lot of CPJ products. Every time I'm Dolphin Cove packed out, but the report maybe isn't out yet, and you can understand, hey, this could be going really well. Or you could understand the tourism industry and be like, hey, if they come up with, say I'm a person who works at a hotel and there's this product that I have to import, and it costs a lot of money, but the guests really like it. Suppose CPJ comes out with a new product, and it's
Mm-hmm.
that product that, and it's at a price that is really competitive, that to the point that all of the hotels are going to want to buy that. That could be a huge thing for CPJ that you might understand that someone wouldn't. It would be harder for them to understand, or they just wouldn't understand. You know.
Which would probably lead me to the next point, which is like buying companies that use their products so you understand why other people would want to use their products as well. So, for example, like Grace Kennedy, right? Uh, a lot of people use Grace or even Lasco, right? When I was growing up, I used to drink Lasco all the time, bro. All the time. My mom would just buy Lasco in the house. We used to drink it all the time, like a food supplement or whatever. But a lot of people drink Lasco. You think Lasco as a company just go dead so easily? No, right? Or GK or Fontana. Bro, every time I walk into Fontana with one of my friends or so on, it's never just one thing we pick up. We're always
Any
going in there for
friend?
one thing. and if yeah, anytime I'm going into Fontana, yeah, like I'll have my eyes on, oh, I'm only going there to buy a birthday card or so on. I'd come out spending like 7, 8 grand always because their products are kind of nice and they have a nice arrangement, and the way the store looks, it's very appealing and so on. And what's right beside Fontana is like Starbucks and so on. But there are certain companies that you will always want to use their products, and even for the future, they're basically like, look at Wisynco. Wisynco on water. Water is not gonna go to style. Water hard for dead. Water is everywhere. The brand as water, I think it's brilliant marketing, naming the water brand Water, WATA. I think that's brilliant. So I think they've future proofed a lot of things. And so those are companies I look for. Like if they do have products, 'cause some companies are mainly service based companies, but if they do have products, you can understand why other people would want to keep buying their products or even use their services as well. So that's another thing I look forward to as well. When I look towards, I should say, when I'm buying a stock, like what do other people think about it? So yeah. All right,
Because
let's move on to the next.
if you
Oh,
understand why certain people might buy their product, you are then more likely to understand why people may even want there could be an increase in the amount of people that may want to buy their product,
agreed, agreed.
which
Because
could
let's
lead to
say,
increased revenues, increased profits.
well, true, exactly, exactly. Let's move on to the next point. So the next point we came up with is to